If you are a farmer in America today, you do not own your tractor. You are renting a $40,000 computer on wheels from a corporation that can shut it down remotely, lock you out of your own engine bay with a software wall, and force you to wait 2 weeks for a dealer technician to type a code into a laptop while your harvest rots in the field. John Deere is no longer a tractor company. It is a software licensing operation that happens to bolt its code onto 10,000 pounds of steel and diesel. And the financial destruction it is inflicting on American farmers is not a glitch. It is the business model. But a rebellion is building. The Federal Trade Commission just filed a landmark lawsuit. States are passing laws. Farmers are hacking their own tractors with Ukrainian firmware. And a century-old company that built its name on the American farmer is now the most hated corporation in rural America. Today I'm going to show you exactly how John Deere pulled off this scheme, what it is costing you, even if you have never touched a tractor, and why the fight over a green machine in an Iowa cornfield will determine whether you actually own anything you buy for the rest of your life. To understand the trap, you have to understand what a tractor used to be. Go back 30 years. A John Deere from the 1990s was a mechanical animal. A cast iron diesel block, a hydraulic transmission, steel linkage, analog gauges. If something broke, you opened the hood, identified the failed part, drove to the dealer or the auto parts store, bought the replacement, bolted it on, and went back to work. A competent farmer with a socket set and a service manual could fix almost anything on that machine. The tractor was yours. You owned every bolt, every gasket, every gear. And when harvest season hit and a hydraulic line blew at 6 in the morning, you patched it yourself and lost maybe 2 hours. That era is dead. Modern John Deere tractors are rolling computer networks. Every critical system runs through electronic control units. The engine, the transmission, the hydraulics, the GPS guidance, the emissions controls, all of it is managed by proprietary software embedded in onboard computers. Here's the part Deere does not put in the brochure. When one of those systems throws a fault code, the tractor does not just warn you. In many cases, it shuts itself down. The engine derate kicks in, and your 300 horsepower machine becomes a paperweight worth $40,000 sitting in the middle of your soybean field. In the old world, you would pop the hood, diagnose the issue, and fix it. But in the Deere software ecosystem, you cannot even read the fault code without proprietary diagnostic software called Service Advisor. Deere made a deliberate decision. They gave that full-function software exclusively to their authorized dealer network. Farmers and independent mechanics were locked out. Think about what that means. You spent $40,000 or more on a machine. Something breaks. You know exactly what the problem is. You have the part sitting on your workbench, but you cannot install it because the tractor's software will not recognize the new component until a Deere dealer technician plugs in their laptop and digitally authorizes the repair. Deere calls these authorizations payload files. Parts have to be electronically paired to the tractor, the same way you install a driver on a computer to make a printer work. Without the dealer's software handshake, the tractor refuses to accept the new part. You are standing in your own barn, holding a wrench, staring at a machine you paid for, and it will not let you fix it. And when you call the dealer, you enter the second layer of the trap. A farmer in Colorado testified before state legislators that he paid $8,500 for a tractor repair. 2 days later, the tractor threw another code. The dealer sent a technician back out. The fix was typing a code into a laptop. The bill was $950 for a man to drive to your farm and press keys on a keyboard. A Missouri farmer named Jared Wilson described being close to tears during harvest season because his John Deere combine kept breaking down and he could not get a dealer technician to show up. If a tractor malfunctions during harvest or the battery needs to be replaced, it can take up to 2 weeks for a Deere technician to arrive. During the only window, a farmer has to bring in an entire year's income. A report from the U.S. Public Interest Research Group estimated the scale of the damage. American farmers lose $3 billion per year to tractor downtime. They pay an additional $1.2 billion in excess repair costs. That is $4.2 billion extracted from American agriculture every single year because one company decided farmers should not be allowed to fix their own equipment. And do not think this is just about tractors. This is about food. When a farmer cannot harvest on time because a software lock is holding his combine hostage, that crop loss ripples through the entire supply chain. It affects grain elevators, livestock feed, grocery store prices, and ultimately, your grocery bill. You are paying for John Deere's software lock every time you buy a bag of corn or a carton of eggs. But here is where the story turns. The federal government finally moved. In January 2025, the Federal Trade Commission, along with the Attorneys General of Illinois and Minnesota, filed a lawsuit against Deere and Company. The charges were devastating. The commission accused Deere of illegally maintaining monopoly power over repairs for its large tractors and combines. The complaint alleged that Deere withheld its fully functional Service Advisor software from farmers and independent repair providers, forcing them into the authorized dealer network. The commission said Deere's practices inflated repair costs, degraded farmers' ability to get timely repairs, and boosted the company's multi-billion-dollar profits on equipment and parts. The lawsuit is not playing around. The commission is seeking a permanent injunction ordering Deere to make its full-function Service Advisor tool available to every farmer and every independent mechanic in America. A federal judge denied Deere's motion to dismiss the case in June 2025. The judge wrote that farmers have no alternatives because of the system created by Deere, which charges supra-competitive prices because of the lack of any alternatives. The case is headed to trial. Meanwhile, states started legislating. Colorado became the first state to pass a right-to-repair law specifically for farm equipment in 2023, which went into effect January 2024. More than a dozen additional states introduced similar bills in early 2025. Arizona's Attorney General sued Deere separately, calling the company's restrictions an unlawful corporate monopoly. Canada passed federal laws allowing farmers to bypass the digital locks Deere uses to restrict repair. In Australia, the National Farmers Federation abandoned voluntary negotiations with equipment manufacturers and demanded lawmakers create binding right-to-repair legislation. Deere responded exactly how you would expect a cornered monopoly to respond. In July 2025, the company launched a new digital tool called Operations Center Pre-Joe Service. They said farmers could now diagnose and repair their own equipment. But look at the fine print. The annual license costs $195 per machine. If you run 5 pieces of Deere equipment, that is nearly $1,000 a year just for the privilege of reading your own error codes. And for independent repair shops, the cost is $5,995 per year. That is $6,000 annually to access a diagnostic tool that should have been included with the equipment you already bought. Right to Repair attorney James Kovacs examined the tool and called it incomplete. He said it does not give farmers or independent mechanics the full suite of options needed to repair all equipment. An independent repair technician in Montana confirmed that the customer version of the software will not even let you fix the air conditioning on a tractor. You can spend $195 a year and still not be able to repair your own cab climate system. But the real rebellion is not happening in courtrooms or legislatures. It is happening in barns. Farmers across America have started hacking their own tractors. Teams at California Polytechnic State University, sponsored by iFixit, have been decoding the CAN bus messages passed between tractor components, publishing the work as open source under a DMCA exemption granted by the U.S. Copyright Office. Ukrainian firmware cracks have been circulating on farming forums for years, allowing farmers to bypass Deere's software locks entirely. Jared Wilson, the Missouri farmer who nearly lost his harvest to Deere's repair restrictions, said he would rather give up the farm his family has run for a century than let Deere dictate when and how he can fix his own equipment. And this is the part that should concern every single person watching this, whether you have ever set foot on a farm or not. What John Deere did to tractors is the exact same playbook being run on your car, your phone, your appliances, your medical devices, and your home. A manufacturer sells you an expensive physical product. They embed proprietary software into every critical system. They lock the diagnostic tools behind a dealer-only paywall. They turn ownership into a subscription. And when something breaks, they force you back into their network and hand you a bill that makes the original purchase price look like a down payment. The tractor is just the canary in the coal mine. If Deere wins this fight, every manufacturer in every industry will know they can get away with it. If the farmers win, it sets a legal precedent. The person who pays for a machine has the right to fix that machine, period. That is why a green tractor in an Iowa cornfield is the most important consumer rights battle in America right now. Most people do not even know it is happening. If you learned something from this, hit subscribe. This channel performs forensic audits on the industries destroying the equipment you depend on every single week. Now, John Deere is not the only company locking owners out of their own machines. If you want to see how the same scheme is playing out in a completely different industry, with boats that brick themselves when you miss a software update, click the video on your screen right now.